And when we talk about sex, especially in a church setting, we wiggle and we squirm. It's kind of like when you're sitting in the living room on the couch with your parents watching a movie and a steamy love scene comes on, and all of a sudden you start feeling really uncomfortable and you try to fast forward or stop the thing completely because that's not something you want to watch while your parents are in the room with you. But I think it's worth approaching because sex has become something that many people are just numb to as far as when it should happen, that it's a covenant act, that it is meant to happen within the confines of marriage. People don't look at sex that way anymore by and large. Even Christians don't always see that the marriage bed is to be kept undefiled, that sex is something that is to be enjoyed between married couples. But if we do talk about sex, we often zero in on how destructive it can be. We talk about all the don'ts, and sometimes we even use scare tactics to steer our teens away from the very idea of sex. We sometimes act like sex is a tool of the devil rather than a gift from God. And maybe we don't mean to, but the message that we often send is sex is the most scandalous, sinful, shameful thing in the world. So save it for someone you love. Obviously, that's not a good message. Listen to what is written in Genesis chapter 1, starting in verse 27. It says, God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. Now, I want you to notice what God says to Adam and Eve here. After blessing them, he sends them out and he says, go and have sex. I mean, that's what he says, isn't it? Be fruitful and multiply. Sex within the confines of marriage is not gross. It's not dirty. It is a blessing. It is a gift. But that gift comes with boundaries. It comes with limitations. And like I said just a moment ago, that's something that our society and even Christians don't always want to recognize. Sex is something that God intends for a man and a woman to enjoy as part of the marriage covenant. It's not the most important thing in a marriage, but it's awfully important. It is a unifying act for one thing. It brings couples together. It's an honorable expression of love and intimacy.